Hi everybody, I hope everybody's doing well out there. I wanted to talk about today about energy vampires. Now, we've all probably have heard at one time or another in our lives, we've heard about the term energy vampires and what they actually consist of and what do they do and how do they affect us. And that's what I'll be covering today as far as energy vampires are concerned, and exactly who they are and why they necessarily take energy from people. So if you're tuning in and you've never heard the term energy vampire, no, this is not Nosferatu or Dracula. It's not like Hollywood, makes these characters appear. They don't. Energy vampires do not take blood from a human. That is not what their goal is to do. And some of these may not be aware that they are taking energy from people, and I'll cover that too. But to get started, an energy vampire is someone, human of course, who is an individual that takes energy from another individual, and they drain them of their energy. And they take that energy into themselves, and they use it to get stronger or to remain strong, because a lot of times these energy vampires are entities, or these are, I said entities, but these are people who are running or operating from a lower vibration, meaning that their life is really negative. They may seem to others or put on a facade that their life is incredibly well, and they may, give this image or have this image about them that they are, in the perfect relationship, they have the fanciest clothes, etc. But it's all a facade. Really and truly, an energy vampire is someone who is not really happy with their lives. And they constantly drain themselves because of the behaviors or patterns that they use towards others, how they treat others. They tend to treat people very nasty, talking bad about them, talking to them bad, creating drama. Whenever an energy vampire enters your space or is around you, you may physically feel sick. Some of the symptoms that you may feel will be fatigue. You may notice that your mood, you're mainly a very calm person, a calm energy. So you're not one to that likes to incite drama or create anger or have any resentment to anyone. But when an energy vampire is around you, this person tends to operate from a darker place, and so they will affect you. If you, let's say, are happy, when they come into your presence, they don't necessarily have to say anything to you, but just their energy being around you will affect you and will bring you to a lower vibration. You may start suffering from headaches. You may start suffering from depression. You may start feeling this anger all of a sudden coming over you, and you're not sure why. And you may be aware that this person, for some reason, you may not like them. And if you're spiritually in tune with your gifts, or spiritually in tune with Mother Earth, you may not like someone, and the reason behind that is because they're an energy vamp, and so energy reads energy, and so you may subconsciously, your soul may already recognize that. So a lot of times you'll notice that with energy vampires, these people are extremely hated, or your first impression from them may be, that they are not a good person, and you don't know why. In yourself, you don't know why in that specific moment, why you don't like that person, but for some reason something tells you about your body language. Their body language will tell you that there's something more to them. There's something more in the greater picture that you're not fully aware of, but your soul is. So and there's some people that when they come into contact with energy vampires, they may be the totally opposite for them. This person may come into their space, and they may trust them. They may feel very calm around them, but as time slowly progresses, the energy shifts, and it becomes very much apparent that this is an energy vampire, and they tend to prey on your fear. So again, you will feel dizzy, fatigued, depressed. You may feel angry. You may feel like crying. You may feel totally tired when you go home. And this doesn't have to be in work. Energy vampires can exist within your own family. They can exist in your workplace. They can exist basically anywhere. And typically, if it's in your workplace, what you'll notice is that when you come home, you may start holding on to these issues that are happening at work and taking it out on your family. Or you may be, bringing a lot of that home and not verbalizing it to your family, but you're holding on to it, and people will know, your family will notice changes in your behavior and your moods gradually, and you can't explain it. Now, when you are not in the presence of an energy vampire, you may notice a gradual shift. So let's say you have Susan. I'm just going to give a random name, Susan. And when you're not around Susan, you feel totally fine, you feel calm, relaxed. As soon as she comes into the workplace, you may feel all of a sudden like you are upset, you just feel nervous, you feel angry. Typically, a lot of the energy vampires, they have this superior attitude towards everybody else. They tend to say a lot, live in the negative space, like I said earlier. So a lot of the things that come out of them, the way they comport themselves and they carry themselves is in a very negative manner. It's almost like they feel like they're superior or above them. The best thing I can describe, it's a narcissist. Your typical narcissist may fall into the energy vampire category. It's all about that person and what is beneficial to that person and what is going to be good for that person. It's all about me, 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 me. That is typically an energy vampire. This person may also bring all their problems to you, and they know that you're that specific person that will listen to them, or they may like your energy because you're a healer and you can heal them, but at the same time they're sucking out your energy, and that's something that they do. Because all of this here around us is an aura. We all have an aura around us, the energy field. So to understand what these energy vamps do is that when they come around you, they're like a vacuum cleaner. And so all of that energy that they want from that person, if you're vulnerable or you're open to them or you're around them, they're going to just suck out that energy from you, from your aura, and they're going to take that energy and they're going to use it for themselves so that they have a boost of confidence, or they feel, more energy for themselves. They may feel, when they come in, to a workplace, they may feel like ragged. They may feel very drained, very tired, and then when they're around you, their moods change and they're very peppy, but at the same time they like to insult people. They like to gossip about people. They like to demean people. They have criticism for everything, but if they're criticized or you give them some constructive criticism, they can't handle it well. They don't like superiority. They don't like authority figures, so they tend to gravitate towards more being in control, and having their own their way. They'll throw a fit, and these are adults. They can be children, but mainly adults. Energy vampires, I'm talking about adult people. They will, throw a fit like a child would, and if they don't get their way, and it becomes, very oppressive, and they start preying on your fears. They get to know you very well, and some of these energy vampires, they exist also in Facebook groups. If you're tuning into this and you're in a psychic chat group, there is a lot of you have to be careful because there's a lot of energies around you when you are socializing with people, and they don't have to necessarily be physically present within you, right there in your space to suck out your energy. So a lot of times, if you are a reader, a healer, a shaman, a Reiki master, and you're doing some kind of healing, the people that you come in contact to, you have to kind of listen to your spirit guides, listen to your angels. Not everybody is operating for the highest good, and there are some people who will pose as clients that come into your space to just suck out your energy. And going back to that, they don't have to be present around you for that to occur. It can be remotely done from wherever they're at. So that's another thing that a lot of people ask me. Well, do energy vampires, do they have to be physically present around me? And the answer is no, they don't. So they typically will use that. They try to learn a lot about your life, and they may be They may take interest if this person is working with you, or they it's a a distant family member and they've suddenly reconnected with you. They may take an interest into your life and get to know you very well, and the reason behind that is that they want to prey on your fears. So they learn kind of like what you're fearful of, and then they use that against you. It's sort of like manipulation. They're ultimate manipulators, energy vampires. And so they know how to ruin, or what buttons to push of you to bring you down to their level. Now, how, a lot of people ask me, well, how can I avoid this? The best way that I can explain it is that you need to have protection all the time. The first thing would be to stay rooted in prayer. Always pray to your angels, to God, the God source, universe, whatever your faith is, or whatever you believe in. Pray to them. Prayer, that's my number one thing. I always pray to God, to my angels. That's number one. Number two, you should always carry protective crystals. This could be black tourmaline. This could be lapis lazuli. This could be clear quartz. Always carry some kind of crystal around you, or have it in your workspace, or if you're at home and this person is pretty volatile or pretty toxic, you may want to have that around you. You need to also sage your space if you can. At work, it's kind of impossible to sage your space, but there's other things that you can do, like praying to yourself, or again, carrying the crystals. Also, a lot of people will work with amulets like the Hamza or the Evil Eye. There's just a lot of different things that you can do. The best thing that you can do is put distance between yourself and the energy vampire. And you may say, well, how will I recognize an energy vampire? And it's like I said, listen to how your body reacts. Listen to what's coming out of this person. If this person is living in a negative state of mind over a prolonged period of time, this is an energy vampire. They may not say, hey, I'm an energy vampire, but you will, the more that you're in tune with your spirituality and your spiritual path, you begin to recognize these kind of entities and what they do. And it could be just one thing, one comment that they give, and it could just take you from way up here, you're feeling very confident, all the way down here. So you kind of have to be careful with, not to take their energy in, because at the same time they're taking energy from you, they are giving you some negative energy into your aura. So it's like a cycle. It goes and goes and goes. The longer that you're away from them, they begin to weaken, and they'll go on to the next person. And a lot of these people, they don't really know. I would say there's some people that do know that they have this ability as a psychic vampire or an energy vampire. And then there's some people who do not know that they can do this, but they love the feeling of it, and they tend to love to make that person feel pretty bad about themselves. So it's all about self-love. The more that you love yourself, the more light that you spread into the world and you spread to people, they're not going to like that, and you will be their instant target. The more that you get involved into the light worker field, and like for myself, the more that I'm doing this work as a psychic medium, spiritual medium, I've found a lot of personalities out there who are not operating out of the best or the highest good of all concern, and they do attack me, and I have been attacked, so I speak from personal experience. And it's not just media attack, the energy vampires, they tend to also do what we call psychic attacks. So if it's an energy vampire, this would be one person who knows how to draw energy. But if it's a psychic vampire, this is someone who's pretty aware of their psychic abilities, and they're in tune. And they can kind of do what we call a psychic attack, and this is where it's on the spiritual level. They actually attack you, and you may feel, you may start having nightmares. You may start having some issues with your appetite. You may start feeling ill for all of a sudden. You're not sure. So the best thing to do is to take these precautions and take these steps that I have mentioned in this video to help you. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, please go ahead and feel free to utilize my Facebook page under this video, and you can comment on it. But if you're tuning in from YouTube, please visit www.psychicmediumray.webs.com. Again, that's www.psychicmediumray.webs.com, or you can check out my Facebook page. It's Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, or on Instagram, it's at Psychic Medium Raymond. Psychic Medium Ray. You can also subscribe to this video. There is a red button on the bottom right hand corner, and it says subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning in. Blessings of love and light.